As you mentioned, like the Oregon game, you've had a lot of these emotional losses, but your team has continued to improve. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I mean, part of what we talk about is, within our program, foundations of our culture is just to persevere, and keep swinging and keep fighting. And the fact that nobody ever said it was going to be easy and, perfect. And we've talked about a lot that you may not win, you're not going to win them all. And obviously that's the case with us. We've had some close ones, but I think our team can feel a pretty strong sense of pride knowing that we're going about our business in what we feel like is the right way. Others on the outside might not agree, but we know what we've got going on inside, and it involves just kind of, continuing to chop wood. One of my buddies from Montana, I get a text from him all the time, just keep chopping wood, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's, you can't take time to feel sorry for yourself, and hopefully when we're in some of these close games going down the road here, Kurt, we'll be able to look back on some of those experiences and hopefully draw on them and come out with a different outcome.
Larry, do you like having the state tournament here? I mean, they used to always have it here, and it seems like it's a big deal, exposes a lot of people to the University of Utah and the state, and just talk about, was it a big deal to have it here?
No, I love it. I actually, last year it was at Weber, and forget where it was the year before. I know I went over to the... Yeah, and I asked the question to everybody around here is, why aren't we doing it at the Huntsman Center? And I think there's always maybe been some politics that weren't in favor of having it. I love it. I mean, I smell the popcorn, and there was something different this morning pulling in and seeing some of the excitement. I ran into a number of people this weekend that said, hey, my son or my nephew's playing at the Huntsman, and I flashed back to getting to play at halftime of a, college game at the U of M, and just being in a bigger arena. It's fun. It's kind of what it's supposed to be all about, and to smell the popcorn, and it's March, To me, that's why I like being in Vegas for the Pac-12 tournament too, is everybody comes together, and to me that's just the season. It goes hand in hand with changing your clocks, and it's part of life for me as basketball, and just watch the end of this game. One team's season coming to an end and another one advancing. It's the best, to me, it's the best month of the entire year.
How big a week is this for you guys? Today, you kind of showed up on Joe Lunardi's bubble list. You're like,
holy smokes.
According to him, you're the 11th team out. But
11th team out?
Yes, the 11th team out. Well, you weren't even
so
on the
we're not in. We're 11 away from being in?
Yes, according to him. So,
yeah.
I mean, how big a week is this for you? Just knowing that you guys are in the conversation and playing meaningful games in March for the first time, basically in 5 years.
Well, it is real important, and I think this is that time of year, speculation, RPI, BPI, all of the talk. Everybody's interested in talking about it. The thing that we need to be most focused on is going on the road at Cal and competing. Some good things can happen. The 3 teams we just played, all projected NCAA tournament teams. The 2 teams we're about to play, same thing. So, number 1, it says we're in a heck of a league, and number 2, we're, the proverbial controlling your own destiny. If we can beat Cal, on the road. Moving on up, and then see what happens at Stanford. But just at a competitive time of year to be able to affect the NCAA tournament, whether we're going or not, but also to have an impact on maybe whether or not somebody else goes. Just means that it's rewarding to be involved with what we're doing, and as said before, it's a great time of year. But we can't think about all the hypotheticals and what other people are spending their time talking about. It's us getting ready to go in and competing against 2 really good basketball teams on senior weekend, and a lot of emotion, and we're going to have our hands full.
Larry, back-to-back double-digit wins. Is it obvious to say that are you guys peaking or progressing toward your best basketball of the year right now?
I mean, we played pretty well at home, and even. I don't like the moral victories, but I think, not too many people are even staying near Arizona. So for us to go down to the wire with them's an optimistic. It's always been our goal. I think the previous 2 years we've been playing our best basketball at the end of the year. That's your goal as a coach and a program, is to not keep making the same mistakes and not lose anybody in terms of the motivation. And that's, to me, that's a really important sign that you're trying to. But I'm not going to profess that we're peaking right now, because we've got, you're only as good as your next game, basically, and we need to keep that in mind. But I think we are getting more efficient. Our team is, and still a long way to go. But I kind of like the mindset of where we are right now. But we have to prove up in San Francisco.